thought we would get to some like news and stuff today. This is coming from the Hudson Valley Post, but I'm going to tell you, and I'll link it in the description later, that this happened in 2021 as well. This is not new, but this is titled "New Fungus Killing 90% of the Hibernating Bats in New York State." So there's a place in the Hudson Valley where they, New York State DEC, Department of Environmental Conservation, raised awareness about the critical role of bats in the environment. And they do have a critical role. I know some of us question about what good are mosquitoes, like why do we have them? But, well, bats eat a lot of insects, and we'll get to that in a minute. So bats are circling around us this Halloween season, they say, reminding us all to do our part to protect these important flying mammals. So the DEC Commissioner, Sagos, said that they're encouraging New Yorkers to help protect bats by avoiding caves or mines to prevent any unintentional harm to bats and safeguarding their habitats. So after they found these hibernating bats, they are found to have a fungus, and it's called a white nose fungus. So anyways, if bats are disturbed during hibernation, they raise their body temperatures, crucial fat reserves. This stored fat is the source of energy available to bats until the weather warms up in the spring and insects become more readily available. The more frequent bats are disturbed, the less likely they are to survive the long winter months. Now this is where my hair is raised up, because they don't want the bats' temperatures to go up and be disturbed because of the bats' hibernation process, where they store that food and fat over the fall and winter months. However, the fungus they're talking about also needs cooler temperatures to survive. So they highlighted the new fungus white nose syndrome, which is killing over 90% of the bats in hibernation sites across New York. Tricolor bats have experienced a 98% population decline due to the white nose syndrome. That might be some of the reason that we've had so many bugs, because again, bats eat bugs, they eat pus. So they want you to avoid, obviously, this stuff. So now, from what I've been reading, this does not travel from bats to humans, before we get too crazy about that. So we're gonna go over to here. I've got like 4 tabs pulled up. People, they're like, ooh, eek, bat, but they're few of nature's animals most understood. So the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service want to set the record straight and help others to understand the importance of bats. I will also be putting everything in the description of this video, so always check my descriptions, because anything I leave out or don't say or forget to say or can't say is in those articles in the description. So that's a lot of bats, y'all, that this is affecting. So bats play an essential role in pest control, pollinating plants and dispersing seeds. Recent studies, so it's not just the bugs and the bees, we need the bats too. And also bats help keep those things down to crop damage from other insects. Across all agricultural production, consumption of insects, pests by bats result in saving more than 3 billion per year. So without the bats, our crops are in trouble. Unfortunately, bats are declining across the globe. Many bats, needless permanently killed because people do not understand the important role bats play. You know, if you can get a bat out of your home and just let it back out the door or a window, please do that. Yeah, so since 2006, this has spread across North America at alarming rates. Again, it's not new. The fungal disease called white nose syndrome has claimed the lives of more than 5 million bats since its discovery in 2006. It's 2023. It's not new. Okay. So obviously, you know, you should stay out of caves, and if you are in caves, spelunking, be mindful of your furry-winged friends. So this fungus amongus does need a cooler temperature to survive. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there. You guys can go research on your own about the rest. Another thing I found last night was from Buffalo to Albany, everyone needs to be online at some point or another. That's New York, okay? For most people, it's required every day. One thing we learned during the thing, you know, that we've been dealing with the past 3 years is that remote working and learning can be effective and productive, and the need for high-speed internet is vital. Those of us are old enough to remember the days of dial-up internet. That was annoying. So, you know, for things to download, this, that, the other thing. But in 2023, we need things to be much faster as there's more demand for us to do things online. A lot of people are still doing their doctor's appointments online. At least one New York State official is trying to make sure that high-speed internet is available to all that need it. Funds that are needed to help pay for the high internet speed internet may soon be gone unless an extension of the funds is granted. Senator Kristen Gillibrand is calling on her colleagues in Congress to keep the Affordable Connectivity Program running. We pay for the internet, don't we? But since they changed to the 5G, like, why do they need the funding? The companies get paid by the paying people who have the internet, and return the companies, you know, give us the service called the internet. But, you know, with all the Starlinks and this, that, the other things, and the 5G, microwaves now bother your internet. Fish tanks now bother your internet. Too large bodies of water bother your internet. Never had a problem before. Okay, so, but the program's future is uncertain. Its primary source of funding, a $14.2 billion, is projected to run out by the middle of 2024. So middle of 2024 would land us around June. That could end access to affordable broadbands for millions of people and hinder the Biden administration. Don't want to do that, do we? So they're trying to push to bring connectivity to people who need it the most, especially like in the rural places. And that didn't say that here, but I read that earlier in another article. So it's really kind of strange that all of a sudden something we've had for years that was just fine, all of a sudden this is costing them money. Please let me know what I'm missing here. So New Yorkers in some areas, I don't know about the whole state, but as of recently, I have been seeing and hearing on YouTube from stream to stream, and just word of mouth over the phone or in text messages, people have been having brownouts with their power, losing power, and drops of Wi-Fi, their internet. So we pay for high-speed internet, and we've had drops. And it's times through the day where they like literally just, we have no internet at all. But as soon as I call, I don't even get connected yet, and it's already back up. So they're dropping people on purpose, maybe, to, I don't know, to give that juice to other places that need the internet. I don't know. I don't know what this all is all about. I'm just bringing it to y'all's attention because, I mean, you know me. I always got to look into something further because when I see something strange, and then for some reason, I kept looking at this white nose syndrome with the bats, and I kept seeing and thinking white noise. I don't do these things on accident or on purpose. I'm reading white noise. However, every time I look at it, I have to like actually almost hurt myself to say white nose. I'm wanting to say white noise. I know there's a reason for that. I just fully don't know what yet, but I do have my thoughts on it. So, between the bats in New York and the internet issue in New York and my weird little thing where, you know, I'm thinking white noise. There was a time where, let's see, TJ Preps and I we were chit-chatting, and she had read something about money, and she kept looking at it and monkey. Well, she didn't tell me this, but she's like, read this. What does that say? And I was like, I said the same thing, monkey. And she goes, look again. That doesn't say monkey. I'm like, it says money. That's so weird. Well, later on, we figured out why that happened. So we've learned to pay attention to that. So I'm going to be paying attention to white noise things. But I'm not going to be spending all my waking hours and time to do so. Bugs. So the stink bugs are back in our area. Not that they ever left. I'm just now seeing more, where last year and the year before we didn't see too many. And now when I go outside, it's like the little alien bugs are like rearing their heads everywhere, like looking at me. Even a couple weeks ago when my grandson was here, we were looking at its shell and how cool it is. And he goes, oh, Mama, you need to stay away from those. Those stink. So he already knew. It was so funny. He will be coming tomorrow, and we will be having him for the weekend. Keep my son-in-law and his family in your prayers, please. He lost his mom last year, and as of today, his granny just passed away. So his family and him are going to be needing your prayers, please. She was older. She went into the hospital, and then she got back out. She was home. But anyways, the bugs are just like TJ said, and her and I have been saying, we've talked about this a couple years ago, and a lot of people had thought I was crazy to spend money, even if it was on sale, to start getting things like, my daughter's not in the public school, but there's people that come over here still. So I stocked up on things, and I have a grandson. So I stocked up on things like Nix for lice, treatments, and bug sprays, and bug preventions, and what else? Different sprays for like bed bugs. We don't have bed bugs, but you never know. I mean, then Paris, look at Paris, what happened there. And then apparently it's come over to the United States. You got to keep your immune system up, and your animal's immune system is super, super important. So with allergies, let's just take allergies. Your immune system goes down, and then you're more susceptible to catching more things like upper respiratory or other things, because when your body's fighting one thing, and it may seem like not a big deal, but it is, because if your immune system gets lowered, even stress can lower your immune system. that's the time where other things can affect you and your pets, your animals. So it's important to keep your pet health and your health up so that way your body is on its best defense. Me, I'm autoimmune, so there's that. So a lot of us have seen an uptick in bug problems. 6 years ago, a little over 6 years ago, we bought this house and it had fleas when we moved in. And I'm allergic, and I'm sorry, but I was pissed. It took us a long time to get rid of them. Now, we do have a pest control that comes every 3 months, and any time in between that we need them in that time, they come for most things for free. So our whole yard got done, all right? And up against the house and around the house and on the house. Now, being we have well water, we have to be careful with what we put down. So that being said, we use a lot of herbal things. They use a lot of herbal things. So we have recently, since August, off and on been battling fleas. I don't believe we ever fully got rid of them in August. It takes weeks and months to get rid of fleas. But because of the fish tanks and my allergies and the dog's allergies, we've decided to go herbal, so it is going to take longer. Yes, we have the means for them to come in and fog the house or do the whole thing, but that takes a lot of prep work that I'm willing to do. However, I don't want that in the house, okay? So we did get a plant-based formula, which we have found is working. Now, we have a cat and a dog. The cat is not pillable. We've had a veterinarian bring him back out to us and look at my husband and said, "You're right, this cat is not pillable." So he's just my husband, Bigfoot, Josh, he calls the cat a Wolverine. Like, he's huge, okay? We don't use this spray on the cat because it's got peppermint oil in it. But we do have wipes that we're using and we're needing to comb. And if you can bathe in Dawn Dish Liquid and even Dawn Dish Liquid and alcohol-free mouthwash, we'll get rid of skunk smell and its oils, and it gets rid of fleas. But contact your vet by doing anything. But this is something that we've been using. It's about right here, and we just got this on Saturday. I'm having to do the furniture, the floors. We have carpet in our room, carpet where this desk lies, and one carpet out in the back room. That's it. The rest is all hardwood floors. Does not matter if you have carpet or not. It makes it worse. But even if you don't have carpet, you have furniture, you have clothes, you can bring fleas in on your clothes. You get one, you got 20,000 eggs. Granted, those don't all hatch and make it, but you do the math, okay? That's a lot. It's still a lot. So 1 flea, 2 fleas, you got thousands. So I have not seen an actual flea in days unless I go and comb Raven, where I've been finding a lot of dead ones. So the stuff we're using on him is similar to this, but it's a wipe form. It's like a baby wipe, and you just rub it on him. The stuff on the back, that what is it called? I don't know. The stuff that comes in those tubes, the oil that you put on the back of between their shoulder blades or from their shoulder blades down to their tail, does not work on these fleas. Okay, it is. I felt dirty. I feel all kinds of stuff, but it came from outside, inside. So we're doing the best we can. But I want to encourage you to, on sale, get these things. I don't care if you don't have them now, okay? We had a lot that we had put back that we were able to do, to use before we got this. So I'm going to be getting more of this and put some back. But you can make your own. There are ways of DIY to make your own plant-based formula. So this kills fleas, flea larvae, flea eggs, ticks, and kills all that and repels mosquitoes for home and dog. This one's for your dog. If you have other animals, you're going to have to do your own research and ask your veterinarian, please. But bugs and pest control is really important because something's happening. Something's happening where things are just really off and things are just, like, look at the bats. That's why if we don't have the bat population to control the bug population, we're in big trouble. All right. Well, don't stress. Just get prepared. Don't forget your bug sprays, too, for when you go outside. And again, there's a lot of herbal options. So you have a great day. God bless you. And thank you for listening.